I'm sorry, I was watching the game again. We spend so much money on the military that we can, do a lot of things and stick our nose in a lot of business where it doesn't necessarily belong, and help people out when they need help. So, and the fact that we are the richest country in the world, we can, we can afford to say we're number one because we got the money.
Yep, big stack, take little stack.
There you go.
It's always gonna be that way, baby.
What up, what up, what up, what up? It's Three Brothers No Sense. I am Tavares Ferguson, a.k.a. Ferg, joined my co-host, Buff and Razi. Fellas, tell them what's on your mind.
As we're recording right now, I'm watching the Heat Lakers game 5. And at halftime, Heat holds a small lead. But I don't expect my Miami Heat team to win. So by the time you hear this episode, I fully expect the Lakers to be champs. So congratulations to Lakers fans. And shout out to Johnny Taylor. I know he's a huge Lakers fan, but I want to shout out my cousin, Herschel Brown, who he's a Lakers fan and he's always hated LeBron. And I thought maybe that was like a Kobe thing, but if LeBron never played for the Lakers, he would change his mind like a lot of Laker fans did. Nah. He ain't rocking with the Lakers this year. Until LeBron, he is a consistent LeBron hater. So
why does he hate LeBron so much?
He just doesn't like his game. He doesn't like how he plays. He think he's soft on the court, all that good stuff. And like I said, he's consistent with his hate. So I just wanted to give that shout out. And also, by now, hopefully you guys have listened to the episode of us with What I'd Like to Tell People with Hannah Vickers and Rachel Soselsky. Hope you enjoyed that. And we also have an upcoming episode with Beautiful Paradox. So Three Brothers have been busy, man. We've been podcast busy lately. So we're doing our thing and we appreciate the opportunities and the invites. So thank you guys, and check both episodes out if you haven't already.
Yep. And I'll be guest starring on Woo-isms. I'm recording tomorrow, so for that one. So yeah, it feels good. We're getting calls to kind of be guest appearances on other shows. That's really humbling to us. I mean, because we're just three guys that got together to talk on a mic, and people are reaching out and actually really feeling it. So appreciate everybody, all the love from other podcasters as well as all of our listeners. So thank you guys. I usually don't talk about a show multiple times, but I've got to talk about Lovecraft Country again. That show is so good. Oh my God.
Have we talked about it before? I feel like we haven't.
Yeah, I mean, I think we just mentioned it, saying that it was good, but when I say that it is up there with Game of Thrones for me. Not excluding season 8, it's that good when it comes to the fantasy, the sci-fi, but also the Black history that is just woven into it. Just the little nods too. It's not even about the. Go ahead, Buff.
So quick, that's me. My mother-in-law still in town, folks. Quick question. Lovecraft, that's not a linear show, correct? It's different stories each episode for the most part?
No, it is. So it's what they do is they've weaved different kind of, I guess, wives' tales and things like that into each show. So there may be a focus each show, but it is a serial season. So every episode, builds onto it for a certain thing. But this last week's episode, I am almost sure that they're going to win an Emmy for it. That's how good that episode was. From the makeup, from the story, the directing, the writing, everything about that episode leads me to believe that they will get an Emmy for it. So if you haven't watched it, man, go out, check that out. Because again, like I said, the nods to history when they talk about who was that? The first black woman to ride cross country on a motorcycle.
That was the episode before.
That they just have a nod to her. Like it's just she's just in the show. Now it have nothing to do with anything, but you just see her. And so little stuff like that. You know, we talked about Emmett Till being in it. So they do that, and this is another spoiler alert. 30 seconds skip if you don't want to hear about it. But the way that they took a white woman and put her in the same situation that Emmett Till and showed it, I feel like that was a way to make it hit home for white people, because you have a white woman going through that exact same thing. So being able to just show things like that, it's just magical how they're weaving that story together. It's so good.
Yeah, that show is crazy. And you took the politically correct way. That show was nuts, man. Them two little girls me up. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like,
yeah, Topsy and Bopsy, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so once again, little historical fact, Topsy and Bopsy, they took characters from Uncle Tom's Cabin.
Yep.
And it was crazy. And to the two young ladies that played those characters and their movements and stuff like that, they were spectacular. It was creepy. The thing about this show is it doesn't follow any traditional genre of TV. I mean, you can't call it sci-fi. You can't call it horror. It is what it is.
It's everything. So there's funny parts in it. There's drama in it. There's sci-fi. There's horror. There's a slasher. There's anything you can think of is all in there and it's meshed together. But it's like gumbo. It just all works. Like you would put it all in there. And you're like, okay, this how are you going to put all these elements together? But it works.
And that's probably the name of the next episode, just because. Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
You know, you just wouldn't be surprised. But it's a great show, man. Very interesting. You never know what to expect. I'm very analytical. I'm always thinking. I think too much. I'm working on trying to turn my brain off sometimes. This is one of those rare shows where I'm trying to figure stuff out, and I'll be lost as hell. I'll be like, yeah, all about to do. Never mind. Game of Thrones, This Is Us are one of the rare shows, and that's probably the reason I love those shows, is I cannot predict what was happening. And I might not always be completely right, but I could tell where the story was going. This show, you have no idea. And then just the suspense and all that stuff is crazy. But let me get off of that show and talk about another show that I was introduced to a few weeks ago that I never thought I would like, is Fargo. So have any of you guys checked out Fargo?
I plan on it. You know my man Chris Rock this season, so I'm definitely going to check it out.
Yeah, yes. I've never watched an episode, never really had a reason to. I didn't even want to, for real.
So this season, but the thing about Fargo, from what I understand, I could be completely wrong, but every season is independent of each other. So if you start season 4, episode 1, it'll be like starting season 1, episode 1. Because it's completely independent. So you don't have to go back and watch 3 seasons to catch up. And basically it's based off a true story. I think that's the thing about Fargo. It's based off of true stories. And this one is about a crime syndicates, I think I want to say in Kansas City. And one of them happens to be a black crime syndicate, in which Chris Rock is the leader. And they're going against you would love this, Razi, some Italians. So it's really cool. I mean, you have a lot of good characters in there. It's great acting. You don't know what to expect. Really, really, really weird show. That's all I can say. You got some weird characters in this stuff, but it's really good. So check it out, Fargo. I'll be watching the next few episodes until the end of season 4. So I think they just did episode 4, so they're not too far in. So you don't have that much to catch up on. So with that being said, I'm going to bring us into my, I guess our newest part of the show, The Great Divide, where I kind of talk about things that I think either will push us further apart or bring us together, similar to the debate this week with Senator Kamala Harris and Flyhead over there, Vice President Pence. My God, that was. Can we talk about that for a sec? Or what you guys?
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Because
man, when I thought about this, because it started for me when I saw that GIF of or GIF. I know Razi likes to pronounce it properly. The GIF of Kamala getting off the plane, getting ready for the debate with her Timbs on, and I'm like, she bought that life, and I really think she was about that life. But it's strange. I think she had to hold back. And there's a certain dynamic, I think, being a Black woman where she couldn't crush him like she could have crushed him, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Because she didn't want to be seen as that angry Black woman who was crushing a white man. So I think they put her on a leash. I think they let her loose when it came to the pandemic and somewhat of healthcare, but then she had to reel herself in. So all those faces she was making, all those smiles and her head shaking, I think that truly was her saying, "Nigga, if you only knew." Like the whole time. And I was smiling the whole time because I'm like, you know what? America might get a Black mama. Like, I really think America, because I felt like those looks I saw on her face, I've seen those on Black women's faces my whole life. Like, I'm just going to let you make it. You have no idea how bad this could have went. I'm just going to let you make it. And I think that's kind of what America needs. So what do you guys have to say?
Man, you said it. Go ahead, Buff.
I mean, he's correct, but I definitely think she missed some opportunities. But even with her holding back, she still got the criticism that she was trying to avoid by those that aren't going to like her anyway. I still saw comments of, she just seemed too pushy and her smiles and facial expressions, and she was talking to her with her hands too much. It just all seemed a bit too. They didn't say bitchy, but they pretty much were saying bitchy. So
okay. Is that better than niggerly? Because
well, it's still bad. So, but she definitely missed some opportunities. I felt like she could have slam dunked on him a few times. But
But do you think she knew that? Do you think she knew those moments, or did she think I feel like sometimes she intentionally was like, I could really. Because I don't think that was going to sway anybody. I don't think the vice president debate was going to sway anybody. It made her look strong enough that she can stand next to him.
Well, just not factually, but on showmanship. Like, he used that lame line of, "You're entitled to your own opinions, but not your own facts," twice.
Yeah.
And like, that line is so old, tired, and lame. Like, she could have dug into him and could have been like, wow, your debate team let you down if you still using those type of lines. Like, and that would have crushed him because, like, now you criticizing his preparation for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or when she said she would take the vaccine and he completely ignored that and still tried to hit her home, like, with his prepared remarks, like she said no, she wasn't going to take the vaccine.
And just like he pushed her and said she still won't answer the Supreme Court answer the question, she should have pushed him the same way. She should have on
racism
like, notice he won't answer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
But she did know she didn't do any harm to the campaign. That's the most important thing. And like you said, it wasn't going to change any minds anyway.
Yeah.
Yep. And, the fly made an appearance. We got, 35, I think they said 35,000 $10 fly swatters were sold off of that.
The best memes were like when they had the flies watching TV, like, oh, he really did that.
You can't script that any better. And it's not like the fly flew there and immediately flew off. The fly was there almost a good 2 minutes, dog. Like, it was just sitting there like, oh, hey, Kamala, if you're not here for that shit, I am. Like, it was just sitting there like, does this nigga have a fly on his head? Cause just like it was. What was funny was there's moments that bond us as Americans. Like they're like, do you remember where you were at when this happened? I think we all will remember where we were at. We all saw this at the same time. So like, okay, hold up. Is that a fly? Like everybody in the country that was watching this debate, everybody around the world that was watching this debate at the same moment was like, hold up.
Yeah, the fly trended on Twitter within 2 minutes.
And
while it was still on the head.
That is the best part of social media. For all the criticism we give, when moments like that happen, when we collectively are watching the same thing and have the same reaction and can see that reaction all over the place, that is the good part of social media.
Yep.
Yeah, that had me rolling. But back to the Great Divide, my bad. So this one's easy. I mean, I don't even know how to word this, but I don't trust people. And I just thought about it. Yeah, I think you might be one of these people, Razi, that sleep with the door open. I don't know why that's a big deal to me.
I will tell you, until I had small kids, I didn't, but now I do. And it's weird for me to close my door because of that, because it's like, I don't know. I feel like I need to hear, something's going on with the kids. So I sleep with the door open. I do.
That's just, I got kids too, Razi. Not an excuse.
I'm
but
just
I
saying.
feel like you're a true American patriot and you sleep with your door closed, correct?
Well, so if it was up to me, we would sleep with it closed. But Tabitha, much like what Razio just explained, she wants to be able to hear anything that goes on in Jasmine's room. So
Jasmine's about 27 years old, though, dog.
The compromise is we sleep with the door cracked. You know what I mean? So she can hear something. It don't matter how old she is, man. Listen, if Jasmine gets sick in the middle of the night, Tabitha wants to know right away. Like she don't play when it comes to that. So I give it up on that battle. I think I like the door closed, but whatever.
Maybe I'm a horrible parent then. That door staying closed.
No. See, fire safety says that you should sleep with the door closed. So actually, technically, that's the safest way to sleep.
Compartmentalization,
Yep.
Fire compartments and stuff like that. Because what I notice is, like, let's say I'm visiting or I'm going to somebody's house and we just happen to be staying over. And let's say I get up in the middle of the night, I walk through the house, go to the restroom or something, and I see a door open. I'm like, how dare you? I feel like they're invading my privacy with the door open. I don't know why. It's just like, well, part of me wants to close the door for them. Like, I don't know. Razi, next time I come to your house and you just wake up and the door is closed, that was me. Just let you know. It's just something about it. I don't know why that bothers me. I'm like, that is just wrong by all accounts. But also because I sleep with the fan on 365 and I need that air to circulate and get in that room, and you're letting all the cold air out.
Now
ceiling fan?
Ceiling fan?
Oh, wow.
Yes. Didn't you just hear what I just said? No. Because I need the air to circulate and I don't want to let all the air out. Like December, ceiling fans on, heaters on.
Oh my God.
Wait. So the heater's on, but the ceiling fan's on.
I didn't say I was getting cold. I need the air to circulate. That's what the ceiling fan does. It circulates the air.
You know what central heating and air does that already, right?
Nope. No.
I mean, I understand back in the day where there was no central heating and air.
It does not circulate the air.
Remember that heater that like you like burn yourself if you got too close to it. Y'all ever
had a floor heater, dog.
Yeah. The one that like looked like little bricks inside of it. Yeah, I can understand you had that. You needed the fan because you needed everything to circulate. But that's literally what central heating and air does. Is it circulates all of that.
Nope.
No, I don't know. That's the devil right there.
Nah, 365. Razi, that was the worst part about Paris. We had to sleep with that's why we slept with the windows open.
Yeah. But they didn't have any central heating and air, though. So we need a fan.
I just need an airflow. Like I
hate ceiling fans.
When you think you know somebody.
I mean, I hate them so much. Like we took one down at our old house and put a chandelier up in this place. Like,
is that the guest room?
Ceiling fans give you head colds, dog. Like,
is that the guest room we stayed in?
Oh no, not that one. This was the old house.
No, because I always feel like when I go to somebody's house and they don't, like, I almost get offended again when like I'm sleeping in a room and it doesn't have a ceiling fan in it. Like I'm just like, you let people sleep here? Yeah, you like a pet. Might as well sleep outside.
You're on an island with this one.
Yeah, I think that's a great divide. I don't. I don't know about the doors.
You don't sleep with the sleeping fan. I'm not saying everybody should, but I mean, I don't feel like there's anything wrong with it. I'm not encouraging everybody, but you guys see something wrong with it. That's very judgmental, fellas.
It's pretty weird.
Why is that weird?
I'm just saying, dude.
That's because you guys sleep with the door open. Back to my original point.
Maybe. Which is why with the door open, you get better circulation in the house.
You don't get the benefit. No, because then all the air goes out.
No. My house is like sealed, so it doesn't go out. It just circulates within the house.
I mean, it goes out into the hallway and every other place. I like my air just to stay.
So you're selfish with your air. That's what you're saying.
That's why we got central air. Every room has its own air, and every room has its own ceiling fan. Ceiling fan in the dining room. I would have a ceiling fan in the bathroom if I could.
You have that little fan that like just is real loud.
I turn it on just because.
Do you know that fan is not for when you take a poop?
I know. It's supposed to circulate the air when you take a shower.
Yeah, when you take a shower.
Yeah,
but
bro, I know.
A lot of people don't turn it on when they're in the shower, but turn it on when they
Yeah, I mean, it's old black, wives' tale, dad and running water. I mean, there's things you do. So I think that's all I got, fellas. I mean, I can't believe we disagreed on two things already, and we haven't even got to the questions. When you think you know somebody, let's go ahead and pay some bills, fellas.
Make your next move with American Express Business Platinum. You'll get 5 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels booked on AmexTravel.com. Plus, enjoy access to the American Express Global Lounge Collection. And with the welcome offer of 150,000 points, your business can soar to all new heights. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-platinum. Amex Business Platinum. Built for business by American Express.
What's good, Sophie?
Nothing.
Did you go play the Top Golf today?
Yeah.
Did you win?
I don't know.
Tell Daddy to let you win next time. Oh, yeah.
Daddy has no idea what we're saying.
It doesn't matter. Hey, ask Daddy, can I hold $1 since you won't let me borrow $1?
Can Ferg have $1?
No.
And he's supposed to be my best friend.
No.
He's supposed to be my best friend. He won't even let me have $1. Isn't that messed up?
No. It's his money and he has to work for it.
I work too. I work hard.
That's how you get your money. Now use that money to get what you want with that $1.
You know how hard it is to ask people for money, Sophie? That's hard work.
No, it isn't. It's just asking someone for money and getting what they work for.
So do you work for your money?
I work for some of it.
Some of it, and I work for some of mine too.
Yeah, so go back to work and you'll get more money.
Sophie, you have a horrible attitude today. You know that?
No, I don't.
You have a horrible attitude today.
No, I don't.
Sophie, give me a good joke today. So let's get back on good terms.
What kind of bagel can fly? What kind of bagel can fly?
I heard you, Sophie. I'm thinking. Man, that attitude I was talking about a little while ago, that's it right there.
No,
you got anything, Byron?
I got nothing.
I got nothing, Sophie. What you got for me?
A pale plain bagel.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. Very nice. Very nice.
Nice. I was trying to go poppy seed, Mary Poppin.
Yeah, I was thinking about seeds or something too.
Yeah, I'm just. She's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
She still won't give me $1 though. That's messed up.
Yeah, the exchange. It's almost ask daddy. You know I ain't giving it to you.
That's messed up, bro.
No, I'm broke, man.
There we go. Had this conversation multiple times today. Not broke. All right, fellas. Well, I guess we're back. Let's get into the questions. I think I'm going to keep it light today. I might actually make mine a little theme oriented because I want this to be a one-term president, a one-hit wonder. Name the top 3 one-hit wonders, or I thought they would have been bigger than what they were. So that means they might have had 1 or 2 songs you thought they were about to take off and they just disappeared of your time.
Well, I think the greatest one-hit wonder, even though he had 2 hits, but Ice Ice Baby is probably the greatest one-hit wonder, but Go Ninja Go went hard. So he's a 2-hit wonder. As far as those
I get that.
As far as people that I thought would have a bigger career than they did, Keith Murray, The Most Beautifulest Thing. What's my man name? Drag On. They used to be with the Rough Riders.
Rough Riders, yeah.
Yeah, really, really good rapper, man.
The most beautifulest thing. You talking about the most beautifulest thing in this world is just
just like that. Yeah. So those 2 come to mind as far as who I thought could have been bigger. I'll try to give you another one-hit wonder, but right now I'm sticking with that Ice Ice Baby.
We got to bring up Mobile. We got to go through and throw it out there. Rich Boy. I really thought Rich Boy was going to be able to come back because Boy Looking Here actually went kind of hard. And
never heard of it.
So you never heard of Boy Look? Yeah.
What? Oh,
yeah,
man.
He go hard. That was his follow-up to
his third single was good too, man.
Yeah,
I like this third single.
But that was the thing. I think it was good because we were in Mobile, we knew, and we heard it, and he got a lot of airplay for those follow-ups. But nationwide, I think he kind of fell off with that. So
no, it's not kind of. He fell off. Nobody heard it.
Well, yeah. But I mean, he stayed up on the A/B list for a little while after that.
On BLX, he was hot in BLX.
Nah, he was at the BET Awards
he made it up
and stuff. Yeah.
Cats in DC knew him.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'd go with him.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm still watching the Heat game. My bad. Go ahead, Razi. My bad, dog.
The other, I'm trying to see, like top 3, because there's so many one-hit wonders out there.
And by this, I mean because I'm thinking of songs that. They were hits, and if you told somebody who wasn't from our generation, they might never have heard that song. You know, that's what I'm thinking of. Like, I'm gonna give you mine after you get your 2, and I'm gonna tell you, and maybe you guys might change it because I think everybody knows Ice Ice Baby, but I might change that a little bit. Just like if you weren't born in the early '80s and was a teenager in the '90s, you might never know this song.
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
That's
everybody's heard, baby. That's every. I get it,
but that's what one hit wonder is, though, right? Like, their song was huge.
You're not a hit if you don't go down and if you don't. I thought he was going to be able to come back with more, right?
Yeah.
Same thing. Like
he's more of a one hit wonder than Vanilla Ice. Like, I don't think he had any other good song after that. But from what I know, he was real smart with his money. Like, he's not hurting for money, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So that one. Who else? Let me think.
What about Moken Steph? He's mine.
Hey,
like,
bro, I remember that.
When everybody was criticizing SZA's The Weeknd, like, oh my God, I can't believe today's music. I'm like, you do realize we had a group called Moke and Steph that had a song called He's Mine. You may have had him once, but I got him all the time. Also,
hey, man,
we had a brother with a song called Splackavelli. So I just love when we get on our high horse, judging the younger generation. List. You know what I'm saying?
That's on my list.
Man, talk about somebody that should have made it though. The dude who sung "Let Me Smang It, Girl."
Say what?
Let me what?
What? You know,
come again?
No. Like, let me spank it. He's like, it's like, let me spank it, girl. Smash it and bang.
Like, wow.
Only
you had to be from Birmingham to hear that song.
It was like some Midwest, like St. Louis rapper. But yeah. I'm gonna show you. Y'all gotta watch the video. The video is even worse. It's so bad.
That's
oh man,
that's hilarious. Yo.
Oh man, so you got Let Me Smang It on your list? Is that gonna be your number 3?
No, because I don't think that was even a hit. I think that was like a joke hit. People like was just laughing at it the whole time.
But yo, even though we're not talking about him, shout out to Juvenile, because if you look at how big Back That Ass Up was, he could have easily like fell off because that song was so high to where it would have been impossible for him to follow up with. But he came with it with like a couple of more hits after that. So it's not easy to do.
Well, that wasn't his first hit though. That makes it a little easier because
that made him national though. You know what I mean?
Right. But it's easier if like your second or third single is that big breakout hit.
When you had a little success before.
Then that being your first hit that anybody ever hear of you, and then you have to come back behind it. So I think that's what made it a little easier for him. Because he was kind of known already when Back That Ass Up came out. Because Back That Ass Up came out in 99, and Cash Money as a group, or like Cash Money had been going for like since 97. Yeah.
Because he had Soldier Rag, which was like a local hit.
Yep.
Come on, Razi, give me your number 3, bro.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Skilo. Yeah. Wish I was a baller.
Yeah, and that's a good one because if you were born like 91, you may never know. You may not know what that song is, but that song was rolling back in the day. I forgot about that one. Yeah. So I said Splackavelli. You know, you kind of, so to me it was funny because I brought that up to
not
Z.
Laugh when I hear that title.
When I brought up to Z, because I was singing something. I was singing something in the Splackavelli rhythm, and she's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Splackavelli." She's like, "What is that?" I'm like,
"Every woman needs their own Splackavelli."
You've never heard this song? Like, I was offended that she didn't know what, like, Splackavelli was the shit. So, Splackavelli, well, man, that shit used to roll. And, oh, man.
Hey,
Gangsta Lean.
But you got to think, though, there was groups like Ghost Town DJs that had My Boo, and that was it.
Yeah. That could be one of them.
A lot of those like down south bass songs and stuff like that were one hit wonders. Like you kind of lumped them all together, so people thought they might have been like one group, but a lot of times it was like a one hit here, one hit there from different groups.
They were a booty mixtape.
They were ringtone raps before ringtones, for real. Like it seemed like that's what they were going for, just to get one hit out there.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, it wasn't a lot of talent, though. You got to think. It was just.
Well, it wasn't about them rapping. It was about the beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, Splackavelli was ingenious. That was definitely ingenious.
Yeah. DJ Taz. That's right.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, but the thing about when that song dropped, like that song was so hot. And when you hear that song, you be like, you looking around to make sure everybody around you know that song. And like, if we were out tonight and that song came on, Well, Z is from South Florida, so she probably know it. But a lot of people her age wouldn't know that song. You're like, how do you not know DJ Tab?
Mm-hmm.
So I said Splackavelli. To me, Gangsta Lean, bro, that had niggas in the hood singing.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Now, you came with one with that one right there, bro.
Niggas in that, like, have you ever seen a thug sing? And that was circa like 92, 93. I'm in the hood, like, every once, probably went to like 2 or 3 funerals where grown ass young teen niggas, because they thought they were grown, were singing that song. Like, there had to be, I can't even count how many funerals in Mobile that song was played at. I guarantee.
Mm-hmm.
It was the hood version of Hard to Say Goodbye by Boys to Men.
That's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was. Let me see. Let me kind of give you a little. You know who I thought had something going? And I just thought that, I'm going to give you 2. I thought PM Dawn was about to take off. After that Boomerang soundtrack, Die Without You.
They had a few, though. They
had like two, maybe 3 songs. Yeah. What I'm saying, but they had that and they disappeared. Like, they were so popular, and to me, their music was so good. And to be on a soundtrack like that, you thought they were them boys about to be around for a minute. Well, that dude with I don't know what he had on. He had the Dookie braid, lock weave with the, I don't know what was going on.
Speaking of them, like, who was that? The group that sung Tennessee?
Arrested Development.
That's another one.
One hit though. They got Mr. Wendell.
They had about 2 or 3, but you got to think how hard they came out. You thought they were going to, like, to me, I thought they were going to be around. Like, I thought they were about to make an impact in the music industry. They had that Tennessee album, and they just fell off the face of the earth.
Were they like the Roots before the Roots?
I think so. Yeah.
They were all part of a whole little clique.
I think the Roots were kind of with them, or like kind of like supported them, weren't they?
I don't know.
What's the other group that just had that? They had that one hit. It was like one.
You talking about City High?
No, not City High.
City High was another one hit wonder.
City High is another one.
What would you do if your son was at home?
Crying and he hungry.
Shorty was making an excuse for stripping. Just go strip. I mean, you don't need to get a sob story, yo. Just
oh man, I'm gonna remember this song, "Diggable Planets." Cool like that.
No. See, Diggable Planets actually had a bunch of bangers, but they were indie though. So Diggable Planets, that like Cool Like That broke out and it became like a big pop hit. But Diggable Planets from the underground, like that was their thing.
Isn't that what one hit wonders do? Like
no, I think like when I think of a one hit wonder, I think of somebody who tries to stay mainstream and just doesn't make it. Like Diggable Planets, for me, I felt like they had a bunch of albums and one song made mainstream, but they weren't chasing that. Like they were like whatever, and they still kept doing what they were doing. Like EPMD, all them, like a lot of them kind of did that exact same thing.
I never gave them a shot. I got so pissed when they won an award over Snoop, who had just came out with Doggy Style, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" And
hey, that song
never gave them a chance.
EPMD, man, they went hard.
That song was so hard, bro. That song
not EPMD. I'm talking about Diggable Planets.
Diggable Planets. Oh,
yeah.
Diggable Planets. That's cool, bro. That was.
Man,
they had that little British vibe.
It was not
goes
better.
hard.
Hey, Razi, bring in the show with that just to piss Buff off. Bring in the show with that just to piss Buff off.
And you know, for me, that's hard because like Snoop is like my favorite rapper of all time. Like so I go hard with Snoop, but it's still that song goes hard.
I'm just saying, bro. Diggable Planets was that one song. That one song. If you put on a Diggable Planet song right now, I'll be like, oh, this is nice. Who is this? This reminds me of that group. What's their name? Oh man, so we just probably named about 15. But I say all that to say, in the spirit of one-hit wonders, and you expected a little more from them, I hope that this Trump-Pence ticket is a one-hit wonder that we think about and talk about at family reunions and weddings.
It'll be just the second one in my lifetime.
And we never see it again.
Yeah. Man, but I just tell you one thing. This, when we talk about American history in the future, this is going to be hilarious. Folks going to be like, they really elected them? Like, that one?
Well, we hope. We hope it doesn't trend this way to where conservative candidates think, oh, I can kind of say exactly what I think and feel and be as ignorant as I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
But the question is, can somebody who's not full ignorant get away with it? You know, like
that's true. Because Trump is good at being Trump, but we have seen other candidates try to be Trump, and sometimes they fail and lost their election. It's just something about him that's able to get away with what he gets away with.
Yeah.
Almost an updated Ross Perot. You know, kind of eccentric. He just says what he wants to say. He's like, did he just say that? And then you look back and it's like, billionaire, mogul. But Ross Perot had that long money for real though. This Trump dude, I don't know. I was watching Lemme Color the other day and they had a Ross Perot skit. And I'm like, man, this is so Donald Trump. This is so Donald Trump. But my bad. Keep the party going. Who's up next?
So I'll go, I guess. We talking about, you know, the racists and not saying any names, but you know, them. And so I saw a post today talking about Donald Trump and I don't know old girl's name, but he dated like a black model for a couple years, and folks were like, see, he can't be racist. He dated a black person. And so I wanted to get you guys' take on that. And do you think a racist can date a black person?
Well, according to Hollywood, yes, because Monster Ball, it was absolutely about a racist who found the one black chick that he thought was attractive enough to and he wound up fucking and dating her. So I hate that movie, by the way, which is why I use those words. And so, yeah, that's possible. But in real life, absolutely. Yeah. You know, being racist doesn't mean you necessarily hate every single black person you come across. It just means in general, like, I don't know if you guys saw it, but on our Instagram page today, I posted a video where this lady was like interviewing suburban white people. And she interviewed this white woman and she was like, why don't you want low income housing next to your neighborhood? And she was like, well, you know, Section 8, those type of low income renters, they tend to, you know, be single moms and have a lot of kids. And I feel so bad for saying this, but, you know, like, they usually don't take care of their property and they can be loud. And I just prefer they not be near me. And the lady was like, well, shouldn't they have access to the same schools that your kids go to? She was like, yeah, I hear that, but I just don't want them near me. So she was nice about it. So just with that attitude alone, I'm sure she saw a brother that she thought was attractive enough. She would date him, but still feel how she feel about black people.
Well, I think that's just a crazy question because I think we have this caricature of what a racist is. Like we have a stereotypical racist in our mind. We think of a card-carrying member of the KKK and who is birthing Proud Boys, future Proud Boy sons and all this. Like there's different levels to all this. There's different levels to all this shit. We had a few episodes ago when I kept talking about we were the acceptable Negro. There's a lot of racists that probably love us at work 9 to 5 because we are in their vision what they want other blacks to be or look like. You know, so they're decision or thought process of what black people should be is based off of racist thoughts. There's probably hundreds of racists married to NBA players and NFL players today that would not date that person if they weren't who they were. I just think that they want to put races in this one little bubble. And that's why I think Trump and Pence want to denounce systematic racism, because it's like, yeah, there's not that many people who fit this caricature or stereotypical racist. You know, the person who's, like I said, card-carrying member of the KKK. But yeah, you can date a black chick, and his thing is probably fantasize about dating a black chick because he's never dated black chicks. He never thought he'd be attracted to a black woman.
And even though it wasn't dating, we know slave masters slept with their slaves all the time. So, you know, it's just off that premise alone, we know it's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And who can't love a black woman? They're fucking beautiful. Okay, how racist you are.
Yeah. And especially if you're already misogynistic, where you already feel like women are beneath you anyway. So it's no different any woman, like, you know, dating a white woman and a black woman from that perspective. But I agree with you, Ferg. I think it's that caricature or that idea of the racist that's out there. I hate all black people and everything. Like, going back to my conservatism is racism comment. I don't think there are a lot of racists out there that don't know they're racist. They feel like, oh, I give everybody a fair shake. I don't hate black people, or whatever, or I don't judge people by their color. But at the same time, they support those systems that they know disproportionately affect the black people. They know that, okay, it's easier for me to get a loan, or it's easier for me to get into a school, and they're cool with that. They promote that. They're down for all the things that give them that leg up, or they ignore it. And I look at that as just as racist as the person that, you know, takes it actively, engages in it. So I think those racists can definitely be racist and at the same time date a black person. So from my perspective, with especially Trump in this situation, he was dating that exception to the rule, right? He was dating a black model, like Ferg talked about, that exceptional Negro, right? He's like, she's the exception. She's not like that, but that doesn't mean he doesn't think black people in general are less than, or he doesn't think that white people are better than black people. Even if he will date one of them, he still thinks that he's better than that other person or that other race. So I definitely think that you can be racist and still date a black person. And along those lines, especially saying I have black grandchildren or Jewish grandchildren, Pence, that doesn't mean that you can't be racist. So I've seen him
had the nerve to act like he was offended.
Yeah. It's like that doesn't make you not racist because that you have those. Because the problem is what you're doing is you're setting up a system that's going to make it harder for them, and you're ignoring it because you sit there and say that there's no such thing as systemic racism, knowing that it is. Because I definitely think they know, and they choose to ignore it. So that's all I had. A quick question, but that one kind of
I want to make this very clear though. You can have black friends and be a racist. You can marry somebody black and have black kids and be a racist. You can vote for Obama and be a racist. If you can't just accept black people for being who they are, and they have to fit in a certain mold for you to accept them, then you're just racist. Doesn't mean you're a bad person. And I think that's part of it. Is like there's parts of you that just, we all need to work on something. I'm working every day to be a better husband, be a better father. be more in tune to women's rights and things that they're going in their world and other people that don't necessarily directly affect me. I have to be more open and to their situations as well. I'm working on it. I admit those things. I'm not a bad person. I don't think all races are intentionally bad, but I don't think because it doesn't indirectly affect you, you just let it happen. So yeah, you can have all those things. You can still be a racist. But if you vote for Donald Trump, you're a bad person. Point blank. I said it. Sue me.
So,
Byron, go ahead and cuss real quick. I know you want to cuss.
Well, we'll see what happens. I think I mentioned on the last episode or a couple episodes ago that I would be going to a town hall at my job that was on race and law enforcement. And I did get to ask a question. And because the introduction to my question was so long, I'll spare you guys all that. I'll just let the listeners hear the very first line of my question in a room full of, it was quite a few white people in there and a panel full of chiefs of police. And the introduction to my question was, law enforcement was created to make white people feel safe and keep black people in check. And then I went from there. And my ultimate question was, what is law enforcement on a national level doing to earn the trust of black people? And that brings me to my question today for you two, because over the years and time, through movies and cartoons and toys or whatever, police have always been portrayed as the good guys. And I think that definitely means something, because I think that plays a part into why it's so hard for so many people to accept that there are way more than a few bad apples. There's a lot of bad apples in these police departments that we need to get rid of, and a lot of bad practices. And I think because of what we've been taught, it's been hard to unlearn that. Similar to America is the greatest country in the world. And Razi, several months ago, you said that in a response to one of the questions or in your answer or whatever. I didn't catch it at the time when we were recording. When I was listening, I was like, man, I would have pushed back on that. So my question to you is, do you both think that America is the greatest country in the world? And what are you basing that on?
Woo.
I mean, I said it. I guess I'll go first because yes, I did say it, and I do believe that America is the greatest nation in the world. And
we're 15th in healthcare, 17th in freedom, 26th in education, 46th in life expectancy, 18th in happiness. We're number 1 in wealth, infant mortality, incarceration, and as of now, COVID deaths. So I'm interested to hear what you're basing it on.
I hate you sometimes.
I remember,
stats, nigga.
I remember, what was that on the newsroom where he had that monologue about that, and that was
so long ago. I had to make sure I had some current figures.
Yeah. So I think it's America's ability to adjust and change. It's slow, it's painful, but America will adjust and change. That's really what I think makes America the greatest place. Like that number 1 in wealth and economy and the economy of it all. You do have that ability. You got to think about being able to go into Europe or one of those other countries. Like you can't go into Denmark or into Sweden where they do have, the happiest place to live, but you can't go there and just take advantage of that. You can't go over there, get a job, and just boom, I'm living in the happy place. It's one of those things that because America is this melting pot and we're not homogeneous like a lot of those those other countries, that it's hard. Homogenous but for that, the thing is, it's a little bit easier for them. And they're smaller. You got to think when we could be the happiest state in the world. We could be the happiest county in the world. France is the size of Alabama. It's a lot easier for a European country to say that they're much happier. Canada has, I think, the same population as the Southeast. You know, so as large as it is landmass wise, they have a very low population. So there are dynamics there that make it a little bit more difficult for us to come together. I saw a study that said that America generally has 7 different sub-countries under it that would make more sense if we were broken up into countries. Like things like that. If the South just wanted to be the South and didn't have to deal with making sure that the rest of the nation was good, I think the South would be happier. The North would be happier if they didn't have to deal with the South. Let's be honest here. So, you know, but California could be its own country, and California would be awesome because it has this, third largest economy in the freaking world. So California could do it by themselves. But the thing about it is we are one nation. And I think that's what makes us like a great nation. And, you know, for all that's bad that we've had in our past, what we're going through now, a lot of those other countries are doing the same thing. Black people feel the same way in France. Black people go through the same things when they go into Italy and other countries like that, those white countries. I mean, and then you look at Africa, colonization and what the white man has done to Africa as a whole continent, they're still dealing with all of that. So they've been raped and stripped of their resources and everything. So it's very difficult for them to be great nations. So not their fault, but it's hard for them. I mean, they're still, a lot of them are still considered developing nations. And it's literally because they were developed. They got stripped of all of their wealth. And now we call them developing because we haven't let them actually develop. So, I mean, we've screwed a lot of countries. A lot of countries have been screwed by other countries. But when it comes down to it, I still feel like America is the greatest nation in the world.
Brother Ferg.
Idealistically, yes, because America is built off of hope and the American dream. I'll agree with you on this, Razi. What makes America, I can't bear to say that. I got to think of another word. Different.
Awesome. Just say awesome.
No, I can't even say that. What makes America America is the fact of that American dream, because there's always a chance. You know, it's like, you know, I think of that Jim Carrey, Dumb and Dumber. So you're saying there's a chance. In America, there's always a chance. There's always a chance to change your life. That's why we have the lotto, because people are living off of hope that they can change their luck one day. People from all over the world come here with the hope that there's always a chance. And we know that the top 3% have 90% of the wealth? Isn't that what it is? Or something along that line?
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah. America has a lot of difficulties that other people don't have. You know, when you go to these other countries, the majority of the when you talk about majority and minority, there's definitely a big difference. And most of them are very homogenous, like we were saying earlier. So it's easier to make exceptions, get along. You know, when I walk in a room and I have on a decent looking suit and I'm black and everybody around me looks the same way, it's a lot easier to get along. And we have maybe less things to separate us. You know, got to think, America, you're African Americans, you're Chinese Americans, America is all about separation. Even we were talking about the fact that the South could be happy. California could be happy. Texas talks about it every 10 years about seceding from the Union. You know, there's too many things that separate us that are polarized. There's a lot of things that we share, but that's not what we talk about. That's not what we focus on. And so the things that separate us are the things that we highlight in America. And I think as long as we keep doing that, I mean, it's tough to say this place is great. You know, like, depends on what your definition is. Like, yeah, opportunity wise, as far as finances, yeah, I probably have a better chance of making it here. But to be happy and to feel safe and to feel wanted and to have a break from life, like I'm telling you guys the other day, I'm probably taking off the day after the election because I feel like I'm going to need a mental break regardless. And I've said this story multiple times. When I was working for Philip Morris, I had a customer who pretty much asked me, like, Tavares, how do you take it? How do you stay sane? It's like, I go back to Pakistan every 2 to 3 years to re-energize. You know, for somebody like me, who has no idea where I come from, who doesn't have a break, my break is going to Mobile, being around my family. But that's not, even in Mobile, we're still a black family amongst, you know, one of the poorest states in America, one of the poorest towns in the state. Like, that's my escape. One of the most racist states in the country. That's my escape. It's great for a lot of people. The idea of what you can accomplish in America is bar none. Like, there's no other place like this. But mentally, emotionally, spiritually, this is a drain, man. Like, it is draining to be an American citizen. We're worried about what the rest of the world thinks about our president and us as a leader of the free world. Like, I remember when 2003, when we were in Afghanistan, I was proud to be an American. Even under Bush, I was proud to be an American. When we went to Paris, they were looking at us like, oh, so you're an American, huh? They looked at us like we were lepers. I think America has fooled us, and the rest of the world, you know, history and the people in power always make you think you're bigger and better than what you are. But a lot of people around the world see us as like, you guys are screwed. And I feel like there's something to it when the rest of the world's like, you guys aren't as good as you think you are. Your shit does stink.
Yeah.
And
what's the meme? They have like Superman and Homelander, and they're like, you know, how America thinks we see each other, or how America sees itself. We see ourselves as Superman, and then it has Homelander. It's like how the rest of the world see us. Yeah, that really is true.
And I think there's some truth to that. Like, if we fool ourselves because there's always that hope. Think about how many of our family members who are poor or destitute, and there was always hope that things could get better. Because the American dream teaches you that. And I don't know, man. I get frustrated. And I wish I knew where better was. And you said it, like, yeah, we can go to Denmark and have the opportunity of somebody from Denmark coming here. But if you were born in Denmark, you're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Being born in America, you're not good to go. Like, if you're born in the happiest country in the world, you can be happy. Now, coming from someplace else, yeah, you might have your challenges. You might have to adapt. But to be born in America, you're not happy.
Well, very, very interesting. And I asked that question because I was having a conversation with some coworkers earlier this week. And I told them that I don't say that America is the greatest country in the world. And they were all taken aback by that. And my question to them was, okay, if America is proven not to be number one, do you still love it? Like, do you only love America because you think it's number one? What if it's not? So whenever, you know, people like to try to question my or other Black people's patriotism, I'm like, we love this country in spite of what it's done to us. So I don't walk around saying America is the greatest country in the world because, I've never lived anywhere else for a substantial amount of time to compare it to anything. Like, I can look at the statistics that Razi cited, or, you know, how he said you can you can't do certain things in Denmark or this other country, but I've never lived there, so I can't say that. Also, for me, I think the best compliment I can pay America is I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. That's the best compliment I can give America. I don't know if it's number one. And for me, I love it so much that I don't care. But for the people that run around and beat their chest and say America is number one and it has to be number one or else, I mean, I question what kind of love you have for the country. Like, if it's proven that it's not number one, then what? So I thought it was an interesting question. And based on the question I asked at the town hall, I felt like I wanted to hear your answers to that. So that's all I got, man. So basically,
the America's the Dallas Cowboys of the world?
They are. They really are. I mean, yeah.
We got a couple wins. We gonna hang back on those.
Yeah, the thing is, man,
we still talking about the dream team, and
we spend so much money on our military that we can. Oh, sorry, I was watching the game again. We spend so much money on the military that we can, do a lot of things and stick our nose in a lot of business where it doesn't necessarily belong, and help people out when they need help. So, and the fact that we are the richest country in the world, we can, we can afford to say we're number one because we got the money.
Yeah, big stack, take little stack.
There you go.
It's always going to be that way, baby.
But that's it, bro.
Man. I remember playing that growing up. Big bank, take little bank.
Yeah.
Always keep like your 20s and 50s rolled inside. So, you got a stack, but you got like some ones on the outside.
That game was a big bluff, too, because you could literally not necessarily have the bigger bank, but you could just scare the person to not want to do it. Like, big bank, take little bank. Nah, man, I don't want to do that, dog. Knowing you ain't have nothing in your wallet either.
I've never played that game.
What? You never played Big Bank, Take Little Bank?
No. Is that a board game or something I'm not aware of?
All right, just take us out. Just take us out.
It's a hood game. That's what it is.
I was broke, so I always knew I had a little bank, so.
That's the beauty of the bluff.
Yeah.
But y'all knew I was broke. All right, we're going to go ahead and take it on out. Fellas, what do you have for us?
I say Halloween's coming up. I'm excited about that. The kids had me watching Twitches over the weekend or last weekend. I don't know if you watched that.
Okay, what? You got to tell us what Twitches is.
Twitches, it's a Tia and Tamara, one of those type of movies about, twin witches separated at birth, and they come back and they got to save the world or whatever.
So this is old, or this is like
it's old. Haley talked about she loved watching it when she was like Sophie's age, so that lets you know right there how old it is. It's when Tia and Tamara was like real big as a twin couple before they start acting by themselves and all of that. So the Halloween movies are coming out. The holidays are coming up. So I'm just excited about that, man. I love the holidays, and I wanted to ask you guys real quick, what's your favorite Halloween movie?
I guess does Friday the 13th count?
Yeah. I mean, it's a scary movie. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, 1 through 9. Once he goes to space and fights Freddy, I'm kind of checked out. So, is that a turnover? I was like, go ahead, Ferg. That's a turnover, right?
Yeah.
We might win?
Yeah.
Holy sh!
I don't know, man.
All right, what? I will say why Ferg is thinking Halloween with Michael Myers. That's the first movie that scared me as a kid. Like, I watched Freddy, I watched Jason. I thought they were fun and cool. I don't know what it was about Halloween. I was like, yo, is it that easy to get into a hospital? Like, I remember not ever wanting to get sick enough to go to a hospital because they were straight slipping, man. Like, Jamie Lee Curtis was on her own, dog.
Well, I think I'm going to go with Nightmare on Elm Street. You thought Freddy was funny, but when that nigga entered dreams, I was done.
Yeah.
Like, say less.
Yeah. He definitely doesn't play fair. He doesn't play fair at all.
Yeah, because everybody else, like, when I saw people getting chased down by Michael Myers and, all that stuff, like, I'm like, dude, I'm pretty fast. That nigga's not about to catch me, son.
Nah,
he entered your dreams, though.
Yeah, like even which one was it? 3, the Dream Warriors, the one where they like tried to fight back and stuff like that. Yeah, that was like my favorite one.
Yeah,
right there.
Yes, I mean to the point where you got superpowers on, dog. That was dream, son. You can't run in your dreams.
Yeah.
And even when you think you're up, you're not up. You dreaming that you up, man. I would say Lovecraft Country.
Did you want to name yours real quick, Razi?
Yeah, Halloween is mine.
Oh, okay,
too.
yeah.
So yeah.
And the little theme song, like that Mr. Sandman. Like there's nothing scary about that song. But to this day, I'm like, oh,
congratulations, Buff.
All right, man. That's what's up. Well, wait a minute, Ferg, you trying to jinx me?
No.
Okay, all right. Oh, maybe my phone is a little bit behind yours. But real quick, man, so we can get out of here. Today, I want to give a big shout out to my wife. And this just happened to be sheer timing. So earlier today, I made a post about my mom because it's breast cancer awareness week and domestic violence awareness week. And so I made a post about her on our page. Just to like bring awareness to that and just let the listeners and followers know why it's so important to me. And then later today, when I get home from work, I'm like watching CNN and flipping between that and ESPN. And my wife tells me to come outside real quick. And I go outside and it's like my aunt and my cousin. And of course, her mother is still up here as well. And my daughter, they all outside with like a whole bunch of pink balloons. And it's like, in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Week and for your mom, we want to say a few words about her, and then we're going to release these balloons into the air. Complete surprise to me. It meant a lot. My wife is not the type of surprise plan type person. She does not do that. She feels like she's not good at it. So I really appreciated the gesture, and everybody said something about my mom, and I know she looked down smiling on that, man. That meant a lot to me. So I just wanted to give a huge shout out to Tabitha, my cousin Kristen, and my aunt Delia, and of course my mother-in-law and daughter. I really appreciated that. And just the timing of it again, like I made that post and then for them to do that on the same day, it meant a lot to me.
Well, man, I can't follow that up.
But see, that's why I wanted Razi to go first, because I knew I was going to go serious.
Well, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so I'm going to leave it like this. Love your people, love them while you got them. To all the beautiful women in our lives and just people in our lives that have battled cancer. And I call it battling cancer, and there's no losing. They battled. You're loved, you're remembered. Take time this week and over the month to remember them. It's serious. To my Aunt Darlene, who was like my mom away from home when I was going through some things.
Yes.
To Miss Hazel. To everyone who's lost someone through this battle with cancer of some sort. Our hearts are with you. Remember them during this month. This is Three Brothers No Sense. We're signing off. Listen, like, share, subscribe, comment, and most importantly, listen again. Talk to you next week.
Go Heat.